Grimm knows that fairy tales can encourage the people. Almost 3 months had passed after Little Red had said, "You can rule over this power and surely beat Dracula." The end of this his journey draws to an end. The ancient grimoire she handed to him awakens his ability as a ruler and endows the power to vanquish Dracula. If Jeanne d'Arc, Snow White, Cinderella, and Dracula distort and dominate their own stories by the power of nightmares, Grimm returns them to their original stories by the powers of righteousness. In his journey, Grimm met a comrade named Christie, an elf that fought alongside him against a formidable Jeanne d'Arc, of which held a strong hatred for humanity. Pandora, the girl in the box, had become confined in the forest of darkness by Dracula. Little Red said, "Releasing the hope of Pandora is a way to completely destroy Dracula. She is the only way to stop Dracula, not a lie, not a lie," Little Red always says with a chuckle. Though her ability to transform into a wolf by the moon is very reliable, Grimm still feels a bit anxious about her. However, he pays it no mind as the greater threat of Dracula looms closer. Finally, Grimm reaches Alvarez, the demon castle, and bests Dracula in battle. Nobody knows if that was truly the end of Dracula, as he holds the power of immortality. However, by the holy power of Christie and the great support from many of the fairy tale characters, Dracula powers was able to become completely weakened. At the end of the battle, Dracula burst into flames from Christie, and then Little Red transformed into the wolf with the power of the Crimson Moon and gave a powerful slash into Dracula. Grimm vanquished Dracula with Pandora. The voice of Little Red resounds. As soon as he heard her voice, Grimm moves and releases his and Pandora's power upon Dracula. Wrapped in dazzling light, Dracula collapses upon himself. "Disappear from this world," said Grimm to Dracula. "Impossible. I cannot be defeated by such a human." Dracula's body began to extinguish in a predictable way. Just as the villain from a story, he calls out in a mundane voice, "Is this the end?" While staring at Dracula's dying body, Grimm thought about how he could finally return to his simple life in the castle and read books to his content. But then a thought suddenly came to his mind. Sometimes fairy tale stories have merciless consequences. Even though Dracula was defeated, Grimm still senses a dark miasma of his own presence that lingers. "Well, it's about time." A clear red voice echoes its words. Grimm's body starts to fade and then become transparent, as if he was disappearing. "Grimm, the chains of hope and despair are released thanks to you. Thank you and goodbye. You have overused your powers. Sleep in the world of fairy tales. Na lie I. Heh heh heh." Well, it's begun. To the sky and then march to the moon. As Grimm loses consciousness, he catches sight of a black tower extending into the sky. To be continued in The Castle in Heaven and the Two Towers.